What's up, first grade? It's Friday, you guys already know that, and it is our science lesson for the week, our last science lesson. So far this week, we have investigated the patterns we see in the sky, starting from the morning to the evening. We have watched the sun and noticed different things about the sun and learned a lot about the sun. If you can name 3 things that the sun gives us, go ahead and do that right now. Try it. The sun gives us light to see. The sun gives us heat to feel warm. And the sun gives us food. It helps us grow food, right? Nice. Now today, we are not talking about the sun. We are moving on, and we are going to investigate the moon today. Show me your silent excitement for the moon. Right. The moon is actually a really cool thing. So before we get started, I want to talk about astronomy and some words to know. So I want you to just massage your brain. We're going to get our brain juices flowing because we are about to learn some new words that are going to help our brain grow super, super big and smart, and are going to also give us an idea of maybe what we want to be when we grow up. All right. Thumbs up if you're ready. Nice. Astronomy. Today we're going to talk about astronomy. Say astronomy. Put your hand under your chin and say astronomy. How many syllables did you hear? Astronomy. 4. There are 4 syllables. You also see that it's a noun right here, which tells us it's a person, place, or thing. Astronomy is a thing. We're going to read the definition, that's the meaning of astronomy, together. Go ahead and point to the first word. The first word is the study of science about the sun, moon, planets, stars, galaxies, and all other things in the universe. So astronomy is a type of science that people who like to study, that means they like to learn and read about astronomy, like to learn about the sun, the moon, different planets, stars, and all the things in outer space. Astronomy is studying and learning about all the things in outer space. So I have a picture right here. What do you notice about this picture? You're right. This is a picture of our solar system. And that means that shows the sun and all the planets. That's what solar system means. So we know that astronomy is learning about the planets and space. Astronomer is also a noun. It's right here. Go ahead and point to the word. Say it for me. Astronomer. Astronomer. An astronomer is, let's read it together. People who study or work to learn about the moon, sun, planets, galaxies, stars, and other things in the universe. So this little guy right here, what is he looking through? You're right, that's a telescope, and he's trying to see the shooting star and other stars. So we would call him an astronomer because he is trying to learn about the sky and the patterns in the sky. If you watch the patterns in the sky and you took down little notes and you wrote about it or you drew pictures of the different patterns of the sky on Monday, then you were also acting as an astronomer because you were trying to learn more about the sky and space. All right, so we've learned 2 words so far. Go ahead and let me know, what are those 2 words that you just learned? Astronomy and astronomer. We want to keep those in our brain, and we'll talk about them again later. All right. Now that we know what we're studying, what we're learning about, I've got a question. Where have you seen the moon before? Pause the video, and I want you to name 3 places that you've seen the moon. If you said that you have seen the moon in the sky at night, bingo, super easy. We've all seen the moon at night. You're correct. If you said, Ms. Hernandez, I've seen the moon during the day, you are also correct. Sometimes on a really nice and sunny, clear day, we can see the moon, right? If you said, Ms. Hernandez, I have seen the moon. I've seen the moon in real life. Like I've seen a picture of it and I know somebody walked on the moon. You are also correct. That is true. That is the only other planet besides Earth that humans have ever walked on. Now, if you said, Ms. Hernandez, I have seen the moon in all those places, but I've also seen it on TV. You are correct. The moon is used in so many movies because there are so many people so interested in space and the moon and aliens and all these crazy things. So if you've seen it on, what movie is this from? If you've seen the moon on Star Wars, you are correct. Star Wars takes place on different planets in different galaxies in space, but they still have a moon there. All right, so we just wanted to warm up our brain and talk about where we've seen the moon before. Now let's really get into it. Right now, I want you to grab a piece of paper and a pencil, and you are going to write about what you already know about the moon. So go ahead and write 1 to 2 sentences about what you know about the moon. I have some words right here that might help you write your sentences. Please start your sentence. I know, and then tell me, what do you know about the moon? Pause the video and write 2 sentences about what you know about the moon. All right, you should have already done your writing. If you wrote, I don't really know very much about the moon, that's okay. We're going to learn about it together. All right, we're going to start with some more words to know to help our brain go. Point to the first word. The word is moon. The word is moon. A large natural object that orbits or travels around Earth. Go ahead and pause the video and read that one more time. All right, now that we've read it 2 times, I want to talk about it. The moon is a large, gigantic object. It's what shape would you call it? Is it a circle or a cylinder? Not a cylinder. Is it a circle or a sphere? If you said it is a sphere, you are correct, because circles are flat and spheres you can actually see, and they're round and they're kind of like a ball. So the moon is about that shape. It's a sphere. It's a large, giant sphere floating in space that orbits. And orbits means it just moves around Earth like this in a circle. So the moon is moving in a circle like Miss Hernandez, and it's also moving around Earth like this. So a little confusing. You can get a little dizzy if you try to be the moon. But yes, when we say that it's moving, we call that orbiting. Say it for me. Orbiting. Nice job. All right, so we know about the moon. Now let's talk about facts about the moon. I want to read this together. You can pause it and read it by yourself. Now that you've already read it by yourself, let's go ahead and read it together. Point to the first word. During the day, the moon is very hot. At night, the moon is freezing cold. There is no wind on the moon. There is no air on the moon. What does that mean? If a person tries to visit and there's no air, what do they have to wear? You're right, they might have to wear a spacesuit and a helmet that has oxygen, right, to help them breathe. Let's keep reading together. Pause the video and you can read it by yourself. All right, let's read it together. The moon is covered with craters. Say craters. It is Earth's closest neighbor. So we can see that the Earth is covered in craters. These little holes all right here where it looks like something hit the moon, those are called craters, and they create little indentions. We also have craters on Earth. Some volcanoes that have already erupted and are no longer erupt, they break off the top and they leave a crater also. And we see that the moon is Earth's closest neighbor, but is still super far apart, but it is our closest planet to us. Let's continue reading. Go ahead and pause the video and you can read it first. All right, now that you've read it, let's read it together. There is no light on the moon. The sun helps us to see the moon. When the sun and the moon move, we can see different sized moons. These are called moon phases. So it sounds a little confusing. So let's look at a picture. So here I have the Earth, and I have a bunch of moons going around it. Are there really that many moons floating around the Earth? No, not exactly. It actually is showing us that as the moon moves and the sun, so the sun is how we see it. So if the sun's all the way over here, we can see a full moon, right? As it starts to move, it's not this side right here of the moon isn't getting as much light. So it gets really dark and it makes a different shape moon. So it doesn't mean that the moon actually changes shape. It just means that there's a shadow right there so you can't see all of it. So as we keep going around, the moon continues to change like its shape, and we call it quarter moons, half moons, things like that. We tonight are right about here. So the moon should look like this shape. This is called a waning crescent because only this side gets sunlight and this side's in a shadow right now. So these are the different moon phases. It's a little tricky, but it's okay. I just want to make sure we're exposed to it right now. Next week, we're going to learn more about these phases. But tonight, I would like you guys to check out tonight's moon. So here I have a moon calendar. And what month are we in? Right, we're in April. And today is April 17th, so down here. So this is what we should see tonight with the moon. There should be a shadow over this side, and the light should only really be hitting this side, creating a waning crescent. Now, tonight, when you look outside, I want you to check and see, is that moon calendar right? Does it look like a waning crescent, or does it look a little bit different? It's up to you to be an astronomer and to decide what you see. After you've done that tonight, just share with your family, what are the things that I learned about the moon? You don't have to submit anything on Class Dojo. Instead, I want you to take all those keywords you learned, like astronomy, astronomer, moon phases, all of those things, and I want you to tell your family, ask them, what do you know about the moon? And then I want you to share what you know with them about the moon. All right, hopefully you see a waning crescent tonight and the sky is clear. Let me know what you see and if you think that is correct. Have a good day and have a good weekend.